All right, we're on to week 14, I think, of football. Last week I went 8-8 with my predictions. Did pretty bad up until Sunday. The ones I got wrong, I picked the Lions over the Packers, Chiefs over the Cowboys, Ravens over the Bengals, Eagles over the Bears, Falcons over the Jets, Browns over the 49ers, Rams over the Panthers, and the Colts over the Texans. Those were all wrong. Shout out the Windows sound. But now we're on to a new week, and the first game of said week is my team. Thursday Night Football, Cowboys at Lions. We will probably lose. I mean, our season's over. The Lions, we're not going to win anything, but still going to pick them every week. I'm going to pick the Lions to win. This has kind of been ruining my predictions because they lose so much, but, I'm going to pick the Lions to beat the Cowboys for some reason. I'm just going to have some faith. Then we have Titans at Browns. This one was a little difficult for me because I think Shador kind of sucks, but the Browns defense is like really, really good. So there is a chance the Titans can win, but I picked the Browns to win like 10-9 just because their defense is so good. I'm assuming the Titans won't be able to score points like at all. Then after that, Seahawks at Falcons. Pretty easy one here again. I went with the Seahawks. The Falcons are way worse at football than they should be. It feels like every couple weeks they randomly have like a generational performance and like play really well, but I don't think that week is going to be this game, so I'm picking the Seahawks. Then we have Colts at Jaguars. The Colts feel like they're kind of falling apart a little bit, but I'm not too worried about them. I'm going with the Colts to win here. Danny Dimes playing through that injury is definitely not great, but, if good Trevor Lawrence shows up today, then the Jaguars have a chance, but I'm going to go with the safer pick, in my opinion, and go with the Colts. Then we have another very, very tricky one for me. We have Commanders at Vikings. The Vikings suck. The Commanders suck. But I'm going with the Commanders to win. I just feel like they're going to suck less. Honestly, if the Vikings have J.J. McCarthy or Max Brosmer playing, their chances of winning are not very good. So, yeah, they probably will win this game. But I'm going to go with the Commanders because I just think they're more consistent. Then we have Bengals at Bills. I went with the Bills here because the Bills feel like they always beat the Bengals. I don't know why. Joe Burrow's back. I'm very happy about that, I guess. But I don't know if Joe Burrow alone is enough to like carry the defense. The defense is pretty rough, even though they played lights out all of a sudden against the Ravens, but I think that was kind of a fluke. I'm going to go with the Bills. Then we have Saints at Buccaneers. Pretty easy. Buccaneers picking them to win at home. Saints are a disaster. Kellen Moore probably going to be fired next year. They're probably going to give him another year, but I don't know what that organization is doing. They are run pretty terribly, just in general, and it shows. Then Steelers at Ravens. I went with the Ravens here, even though they got dumpstered on last week. This is a very Ravens game to win. Just, division rival at home. Just, they got a bad taste in their mouth from last week. So, I think they're going to get some revenge for their terrible performance against the Bengals and beat the Steelers. Then we have Dolphins at Jets. I was very, very tempted to pick the Jets here. I can't lie to you. But I went with the Dolphins. They're just more consistent. It feels like I think the Jets have a real chance of winning, but the Dolphins are just like consistently a little better, so I'm going with them here. Then we have Broncos at Raiders. Not even a question. Going with the Broncos. They're way better than the Raiders. The Raiders suck. Broncos defense is very good. They should win pretty easily. Same with this next game. Rams at Cardinals. Picking the Rams, they're way better than the Cardinals, not even close. Cardinals are also kind of a dumpster fire right now. They're not as bad as they could be if Kyler was playing, but they're pretty bad still. All right, and then we have Bears at Packers, kind of a banger of a game. I picked the Packers to win because their defense is very good, and it's at home. I don't know if the Bears beat the Packers in Lambeau. That's kind of crazy. You know what I mean? That's kind of incredible, but the Bears probably will. They have plot armor this year. Who knows why, but they do. I do have a feeling they're going to crash and burn in the playoffs because that's the Ben Johnson experience right there, but, for now, the Bears are very, very good, but I'm picking the Packers to win. Then Sunday Night Football, Texans at Chiefs. I'm going with the Texans. I don't know why. The Chiefs are just kind of bad right now, and the Texans have a great defense, and they've been kind of working things out, it feels like. They're kind of making a little push for it now. And I think that little push for it is going to continue. So I'm picking the Texans to win on the road. And then the final game of the week, Monday Night Football, Eagles at Chargers. I went with the Chargers here, and here is why. The Eagles, I think, have the most fraudulent offense of all time. They're somehow like 8-2 or whatever they are. I don't remember, but you get what I mean. They somehow have a lot of wins with such a bad offense, and the Chargers have a pretty great defense. I can't lie to you. So I'm picking the Chargers actually over the Eagles here. It's probably going to be an ugly game if the Chargers do win, but the Eagles offense they're not great. So yeah, and there you have it. Those are my picks this week. I went fast yet again. So sorry about that, but, hopefully everything I said here is 1,000,000% right, and I go a flawless week.